morning. Okay, everybody, positive vibes. Everyone, positive energies, positive vibes. And today we're feeling hopeful, hoping that hoping that everything will be okay at the end of the day. No matter what happens, keep hope alive. Now, but you don't want to keep hope alive in a miserable narcissistic relationship. Now, mourning loss, you know, that's like a step by step thing. And they always show like videos of, hey, these are steps of the grievances when you're grieving, and you go through these periods of time where you're in denial, and then you're sad, and then you're depressed, and then you finally make it to acceptance, because acceptance is a thing that we have to work on step by step in your mind and your heart. But sometimes it's better for me to do it on paper. That's how I do it. So if you write it down, you definitely will see everything from a third party standpoint, so that you can see where the road was. Because if you don't write everything down, what happened in the relationship, hey, the relationship didn't work out, but then you start feeling hopeful, and then you'll end up in the same place you were before, back in the same situation, and you're like, oh my God, when is this going to end? How is it ending? How did it start? It's a question that I always ask. Because if it starts in the same place, it's going to definitely end in the same place. But when you write things down on paper, this is your evidence that, hey, if you took this to court, basically you're upset at yourself, and basically the conversation is with you, and the conversation is about what happened. What did you do? Not just the other person. You accepted this or you accepted that. How did you keep it going? What part did you play in this whole situation? How could you free yourself? This is the only way you could actually free yourself. But you have to ask the question, how do I get out of this? How did I start this situation? This is what happened. What did they say? What hurt? And then write down those feelings. You might have to find like a website that shows you what all your feelings are, because I have like a timetable, not a timetable, a motion table that basically shows what all your emotions are. I mean, it's kind of dark in certain areas, and I'll redo this and show you guys later, because I didn't realize that most of the time I was feeling like sad, and sad has so many other feelings underneath of it, like guilty, abandoned, despair, depressed, lonely, bored. And I didn't realize that I was experiencing a lot of fear related feelings afterwards, like feeling rejected right here, and the fear. I was like, wow, I feel rejected, I feel alienated, I feel disrespect, I feel inadequate. It's like some relationships, when they end, they kind of take a toll on your self-esteem. It's like they lowered your energy. Like if you were playing a video game and we were energies, and this person left you feeling depleted. They're energy vampires. They depleted your energy. They didn't give you anything. They gave you hope. It is false hope. And don't gaslight yourself, because, gaslighting yourself is giving you hope. you know, Gaslighting is like coming up with an idea in your mind that, hey, maybe it'll work. Maybe I want this part. Maybe I could just have this part and I can get around the rest. But you never made it around. Your mind plays tricks on you, and your emotions play tricks on you, leading you to think that a relationship could possibly work, with all the hopes. So your mind will have that euphoric recall to tell you that, hey, remember that good feeling? Don't you want that again? It's like a drug. And then you'll start the same thing again. And it just hinders you from the mourning process, because you're supposed to allow yourself to feel sad, allow yourself to feel depressed. Sometimes you'll get angry, But the anger is only a secondary emotion, you know, because the first thing that happens really before anger is just upset and sad about something. And then, anger comes out as a protector, really. But in all, it's like you have to submit or surrender to your angry feelings and say, you know what, I lost. It's, I lost the game. Same feeling. I lost this basketball game. It was a championship. I thought it was. You thought it was a championship, and it wasn't. This wasn't a championship. This is just a loss of a game. You know. You know. I mean, in the world, the feelings feel like championship feelings, though. You feel like you lost the championship because all the time that you spent, all those feelings that you had grew over time, and then you ate together and you start having flashbacks about what happened. Oh, I had a flashback about when we were holding hands, or we were in the bed together or whatnot. Just spooning, and I just want the spoon part, not the arguing, the disagreements, the gaslighting, the disrespect, the sarcastic comments. Oh, that was just a joke. You didn't get it. It's just a joke, though. The joke's on you, though. And the same old, uncomfortable feelings that come along with that annoying feeling of being disrespected. You know, see, and people, they disrespect you, and it's their upbringing. They don't know any difference. They think that's the way you're supposed to treat you, but they're angry and unhappy on the inside. And they're projecting that onto you, and then you're feeling that way because at first you were all happy and they had that facade. You know, a lot of people can act. People can act for a very long time. Like in the movies, people act the entire movie, and they get paid to do so, to make it look real. And some people are actors in real life, and they believe in their own lives. Even when they get caught, they're like surprised, like, "Oh, you caught me." And I'm looking at these people like, you are really like lost, like so far from being awakened in any way. It's like, where's your spiritual side? You don't have it. Sometimes it doesn't really exist. You should be looking for that if you want a hopeful, healthy relationship with a person. Because if your relationship is based off money or circumstances or sex most of the time, don't expect it to be anything more than that if you want that. Especially if it ends in the same place and they make the same mistake. And it'd be the same reason why you stop talking to them in the first place. But sometimes it's a one and done. They don't get past 3 o'clock. They don't get past 6 o'clock. It's a 24-hour game. And the game starts the moment they walk in the room and they sit down in your face. And they're like, oh, my name is this. But if you're sitting in a room with a person and they're not talking to you at all, and you're talking most of the time, it's like, why is your whole life, excuse me, why is your whole life a freaking mystery? It's like, who are you? You're a complete stranger and you're not even talking about yourself, and I have to ask questions over yourself. That's how you can tell when somebody's mature enough to be in a situation, period. Because you can't open up. Or you're dealing with a person that has a short temper and they just shut down. They don't say anything at all and just make you feel uncomfortable. It's like, how long you want that? Sometimes it happen within the first week. You'll find out what type of person you're dealing with. This is water, by the way. Saratoga sparkling. And I put some other water in here, alkaline water, just to add on to, because I was pressed to keep the bottle because it looked fancy. It makes me feel like I'm drinking alcohol, even though I quit last year. Drinking rum and Red Bull. Yeah, that song right there. Positive vibes. Like I was saying, you be in a situation with someone and you write everything down on paper and you're like, okay, well, this person did this. And then somehow your euphoric recall, it just deletes everything temporarily until they do something to remind you of all that stuff they did. Just write a list of everything that this person has ever done to you. It might have been like 24 hours. Just write it down. It might have been something that just happened the same day, like me. Excuse me, because I was stood up today and I was supposed to go on a date with someone with the same exact birthday. Yet they didn't call, nor did they answer, or send a text. And I'm like, I'm leaving that to God, because I'm like, God, you did this for me. It's probably helping me, so I won't get in another situation that I feel like is going to take like a whole lot of energy to get out of. Because, from my upbringing, I'm a people pleaser. I like to, be there and listen to people's problems and try to solve them and, stuff like that. But, if I run into a narcissistic personality, some people, yeah, some narcissists are covert. They don't, show their nasty side right away. They spend time with you and everything is all smiley and fun games. And then next thing you know, they switch up on you. And you're like, where's this coming from? What happened? I thought we were having fun. It's them. It's always them. They're the ones. You know who they are. So many of them. And you have to get away from them and just never go back because they're never going to change. And never is a very strong word. I mean, how many times are you going to see? How many times are you going to um, repeat yourself about the same problem and expecting them to understand? And they never did. Never is a strong word. Some people never ever change, no matter what, you know? And that I wish someone told me. I wish somebody told me that. Sometimes they tell you that, and right when you're in the la la line in the honeymoon mode, you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of it though. Sometimes you have to leave in the middle of the honeymoon, honeys, because the honeymoon is the when everybody's all happy and everything. You're not thinking about what went wrong, and don't go bring up anything else that happened that was wrong because you already know what that is. You don't have to tell them that. They already know. It doesn't matter because they did it again. One of those things on that list or something new. You know, like in this world is a freestyle. The people freestyling problems, freestyling lies off the top of the dome. You know, and they thinking that's going to be a successful situation when in fact it's something that they created on their own. Just them, you know, and you didn't do anything, you know, and you're mourning. You're trying to mourn. You're trying to start an ending. That's what the mourning is. Mourning is going through all the emotions and accepting the fact that you have to be with yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. I'd rather be by myself than in a relationship with a complete ass and you're uncomfortable. You know, I'm gonna do another video on what happens, what to do with a dangerous person when they don't want to leave, and you're like, I'm ready for you to go, and they stay anyway. Has that ever happened to you? Please comment below. If you ever tried to put somebody out and they stayed to the point that you had to call authorities, get about. You know what I mean? And it was just a simple relationship. You thought until you realized that person was trying to dominate you with their presence and control you and everything. You know, so many people out here that you don't even know can be sociopaths, psychopaths, borderline personality disorder. You know, I wasn't taught this. They should teach this in high school. High school. Give us a warning that, hey, this is what a narcissistic personality looks like. And this is how you handle it. So you can, be yourself and watch yourself and protect yourself. How to build your self-esteem. That's what they need to teach you in school about self-esteem. Well, Kitty, I think I've been here long enough. I'll be back to talk about when you put someone out and they don't leave. What to do? Oh my God. Positive energies, everybody. Peace out. I'm okay, people. I'm